Hi everyone, it's Amanda again. I thought I'd show you a little bit today about eyeshadow. Um, I do look a little goofy right now. I have completed my left eye, and I've filled my eyebrows in and done my lashes. But I thought I would show you what I did on my left eye and show you doing it on my right eye. I have primed my eye, so I put my eyeshadow primer on so it's all ready to go. If you don't know about eyeshadow primer, it is seriously the best thing for eyeshadow. Not only does it help your eyeshadow last, but it also makes the eyeshadow colors more intense. Instead of where they would be just kind of there, they stand out a little bit more. Or a lot more, I should say. I for years didn't know about it, and then at some point someone told me, I don't even remember, but anyways, because my eyes, and I've told you before, my face is really oily. I have very oily skin. My eyelids are extremely oily. And with the eyeshadow primer, when I wasn't using it, I would get raccoon eyes. Before the middle of the day, my eyeshadow would crease in my eyelids, and it looked awful. And I tried everything to get it down, and nothing would work until I started using eyeshadow primer. So what I did today is I started with a base color. Now, you can use anywhere up to 5 or 6 colors on your eye. Today, I only used 4 colors. Occasionally I will use a color right under my eyebrow to highlight it a little bit more that's lighter than my base color. Today for my base color I used Sexy, which is one of our most popular colors, and it is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this. I wear it by myself, or by itself sometimes with just a darker eyeliner. It is one of our eye pigments, and what I do is, and I'll show you too the brushes that I use. This is our deluxe brush, which you can see it's a little bit bigger and it's a little angled, so you can get all over your eye. And then this is a creasing brush that I used, of course, to do the crease of the eye. And then I also use it on the inside corner of my eye. And then this brush is a great brush. It's a liner and shader brush. So as you can see, this is a liner where I could use this for tight lining. Or like today I have used it with wet and used one of our eye colors from the palette, I will show you, as an eyeliner. And this one is pretty awesome. And this one, the side is little, so I use it for the outer corner of my eye. So what you want to do is start with the deluxe brush. You want to get some of and you always want to shake off any excess because you don't want too much on your eyelid. So you want to put it all over your eyelid, your base color. And I make sure you get all the corners. And then I like to put a little bit to brighten your eyes right in the corner, especially with that lighter color. And if you need a little bit more, you go back in. You don't want to color your eyebrow either. So get all that. As you can see, I've got that base on. The next, for creasing, I used from our Addiction 2 palette, which these colors are awesome because you can do all kinds of looks. They're grays and blacks, and they're beautiful colors. You can wet them or you can use them dry. Like today for my eyeliner, I used this color Cocky, which I also used in the outer corner of my eye. I used it wet as a liner. So what I did for my crease, I'm going to take this brush. I used Blissful, and I used the creasing brush. And I just dab it on. And then I just go back and forth in my crease just a little bit. Now, since this is an extremely shimmery eyeshadow, you do not want to use too much of it. Unless it's for an evening look, then it works good. And this, actually, I have seen the Blissful wet and used as an eyeshadow all over, and it is beautiful. I've not had the chance to try it yet, and I can't wait to do it. So after I did you kind of want to wipe the brush off. I always keep a paper towel close so I can wipe off any excess color if I'm using the brush, especially for 2 different colors. Or I will use it to wipe off a brush from the last time to make sure I get any excess color. And then I used one of our matte colors called Beautiful on the inner corner of my eye. And you want to make a triangle with it. You don't want to go too far over. As you can see, I've made a triangle. And we'll blend that a little bit. And then I used this awesome brush, the liner shader brush, and I used Cocky. Just want to do a little bit in the outer corner of your eye. And I always blow off any of the excess. And I like to make just a little bit of a line because you want to make just a triangle right there in the outer corner of your eye. You don't want to do all the way into the middle of your eye because then it will make your eye look smaller. So you want to get this in as good as you can. And if you get any excess, wipe off under your face, of course. Because sometimes I do my foundation last because that way I don't get, especially if I think I'm going to use more of a lot of shimmer, I won't do my foundation first. But then I do is I take the deluxe brush, and you can go back into sexy if you want to lighten that up, which I have a little bit left on the brush. So you go in and you just blend. So you don't have a lot of line. You can use your finger lightly too. And that will take some of that shimmer if you don't want as much. And remove it. So there I've got that colors on. And it gives you a really pretty daytime look without being too much. Then to do my eyeliner, I used this angled eyeliner brush, which is great. Now I am by no means an expert on a cat eye. I like to do it. It took me a lot of practice, and I'm still not even close to being very good at it all the time. I always get one eye better than the other. So what I do is I dip it in a little water, and I also use our rose water because that's great if you want to make an eyeshadow into a liner. And that's one thing that I love about all of our colors. You can wet them and give them more of an intense look. And I tend to use a lot of our, especially the eye pigments, I make them into eyeliners if I want a different color, or if I just want to mix it up. Our eyeliners are awesome too. So, but sometimes just to mix it up a little bit, I might use a eyeshadow. So I go into Cocky, and you don't want your brush to be too wet, otherwise your eyeshadow, or excuse me, it will not dry really good on your eye, so you don't want it too wet. So then I just go in. Sorry, I have to hold the makeup or the mirror so I can see. Hope you guys can see okay. And then you just follow like you would with eyeliner. And go all the way. I like to go. You can do it a little bit in. And then if you need a little bit more while your brush is wet, you want to brush it back over. And as you can see, it's a little bit darker. And I kind of go over it just to fill it in. And you can see it's getting a little darker. Then I take the brush at an angle, and you want to line it up with your lower lash line. And I turn it out just a little bit. And then you got a little bit of a line there, you can see. And then what I do is I just angle my brush and pull it in and sweep it in so it is connected and filled in. And I just pray that it matches the other side. So as you can see, I have got both eyes done. And I've got a little bit of a cat eye. And it's just a fun look that I like to, I think it's fun other than doing a plain line across. But then I also take lightly underneath my eyelashes and just kind of dab any remaining color to get a little bit underneath. Sometimes I'll just do a liner on just above, but you never want to do too much. And you can alternate colors. Sometimes I'll do one color on top, one color on the bottom for my liners. But as you can see, that is completed. And that is how you get the eyeshadow look. Thank you. Bye, guys.